Welcome to Pubcast Live. I'm Ken Thomas, along with my buddy Thor. Pubcast Live is the podcast where we celebrate America's love affair with bars, pubs, and breweries. This is episode 10.
Double digits.
Double digits,
10.
Thor. Ooh, we should have some kind of a celebration.
Yeah, I think we are going to. I'm looking over there, and what do I see?
Jessie is mixing up some kind of drink over there.
Our guest today looks like she might be mixing something up. We'll see what that's all about.
Yeah, so today we're heading north from the Brainerd-Baxter area to the beautiful community of Crosslake.
Yeah, and we're going to head to see Jessie. Well, she's in to see us, but we're heading up to Moonlite Bay.
Yeah, one of those bars that's been around forever. It's undergone a few changes over the years, but it'll be fun to talk to Jessie about exactly some of those changes, and we'll find out about all the fun stuff that happens at Moonlite Bay in beautiful Crosslake. You and I managed to get to that community quite a few times during the course of the summer. Yep. It's always fun.
Yep, you and I, we like to golf, and we end up in Crosslake quite a bit in the summer, and Moonlite Bay is one of our favorite places to go. And I'm looking over there, and whatever she's mixing, there's an awful lot of green. Ooh, interesting.
So it's healthy. Okay.
Yeah. Of course.
Of course, it's healthy. Yes.
I see leafy greens, too,
leafy
in the
greens.
glass.
Yeah,
nice.
That's, my doctor said, more leafy greens.
Okay, well, let's head to Moonlite Bay, and
so we'll be able to do that. Hey, and it's fun because geographically, we like to branch out across the Brainerd Lakes area in central Minnesota. We're going to try and talk to as many bar, pub, and brewery owners as we can and find out about these great places that you can visit when you're here in the Brainerd Lakes area.
Yeah, or if you live here and you don't know about them.
Yeah.
You're going to find new places.
Yeah, and Crosslake is, again, one of those communities. We've been to Nisswa, another one of the great lake, if you will, I want to say lake towns, if you will, with all the lakes around it. Crosslake is another one with all kinds of access to great lakes.
We've been up to Emily. We've been all over the place.
Yeah. Well, this is fun.
Yeah.
Episode 10. Man, oh man. Okay, we're going to get to our interview with Jessie from Moonlite Bay in just a moment. We remind you that Pubcast Live is brought to you by Giovanni's Frozen Pizza. Great frozen pizza with over 20 varieties to choose from. One of my favorites, you should try it, the Big Pepperoni. We're talking 40 slices of pepperoni. It's a great pizza. And of course, you can find Giovanni's Pizza in bars all over the upper Midwest. Just ask for it by name, Giovanni's Frozen Pizza. Well, Thor, we've reached the interview segment here on Pubcast Live. And I've been waiting for this one because we've talked about this before. We have so many wonderful spots on lakes around the Brainerd Lakes area.
Tons.
This will be our first interview with one of the establishments right on the water.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Well, we had Grandview Lodge.
They've
got bars too, but
that's true.
But an independent operator that's
right on the water.
Oh man.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's welcome Jessie Eide. She, along with her husband Richard, are the owners of Moonlite Bay Restaurant and Bar right there on beautiful Crosslake. Jessie, welcome to Pubcast Live.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thor and I have actually both been to your establishment numerous times.
Glad to hear that.
Well, we spend a fair amount of time golfing up in the neck of the woods in the summer, and we run over there, and that's just a great spot when you're done. Well, anytime really, but
yeah. I've been there for some of the events that you have. I know you do a lot of events, and we're going to talk all about that here on Pubcast Live. So let's start with a little history.
Hey, wait. Hold on.
What?
You do this all the time.
Oh.
How about first things first here?
That's right. Wait a minute. Jessie just finished mixing something here for us that we're not even sure what this is.
This is the It's the Moonlight Mango Mojito.
How do you spell that?
It's perfect for a hot day.
Okay.
It's refreshing, light. I think you're going to like it.
Well.
You know, the mint. We muddle the mint and the lime.
Oh, look
There's not much we don't like. I will tell you that, but cheers. Thank you for coming on. Cheers, Ken.
Mango.
Oh. I wonder if I'll say after I taste it.
I'll tell you what, I'll see you two in about 15 minutes. I'm going to sit and just drink it.
Yeah.
Wow, that is
You
good.
don't want to know that there's alcohol in there.
No. Well, you wouldn't know
No.
because it tastes so just refreshing.
No, that is amazing.
Very smooth on a hot day.
Is this kind of your signature drink in the summer?
We sell a lot of the mms.
I can understand why.
We have quite a few that we sell a lot of, but between the and the cucumber press, I can't really tell you which one, but all things sold are really good on a hot day. Very refreshing.
Well, and of course, at Moonlite Bay, I mean, you have all kinds of places to sit on a beautiful day, too, for enjoying one of these.
Yes.
You got your big patio out there or the out deck.
The patio is definitely a favorite for people to sit at. We also have a ton of boat slips available.
Yeah.
Which is great. So you 72 boat slips, I think we have now.
Wow.
So
holy cow.
Yeah. And sometimes on Saturdays, people are waiting for a boat slip. You know, we can look pretty empty if you're driving by the front and the parking lot just has employee cars. And then you kind of come around the bay and it's like, because everybody's on the water. It's 85 and sunny.
Do you have a dock person or dock people that help park boats?
I do have a dock boy. He's that's kind of a recent addition. I think that's been like 3 years. We haven't always, but it's been helpful to some people who need help getting into the parking spots. I know I don't feel comfortable driving a boat and parking at a restaurant
you mean
in front
he
of
does
people,
the parking?
He just kind of helps them,
Yeah. Get up to the dock.
Kind of makes it look a little nicer when he braces the boat.
Sometimes we're all a little embarrassed when we pull up and try to do it ourselves as a helping hand.
And this last summer, with everything that was going on, I actually had, some of my servers were down there kind of delivering. So we did the dock delivery.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Now, I have a question.
That was interesting.
Is that something you think you may or may not do, or is that I know it's a lot of work, isn't it? What a really difficult. During
it was
shutdown. Obviously, you did what you had to do, but
we did what we had to do. Our customers loved it. I had maybe sometimes 3 or 4 working that and
so
and down with. So we have off sales, so they would. We could sell the little 50 ml bottles. So, I had one girl, and this was on like a Tuesday. I think she did 90 flights of steps because I have steps down to the water too. So, I mean, they were getting a workout and working and but people appreciated them and they appreciated the service. Especially when we were shut down, they could feel like they were still going out because everybody would kind of get their to-go and sit on their boats.
Well, see,
and
that
kind of eat together.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think, it's tough to go down and deliver it. That's hard, but clearly the takeout at the dock is, my wife and I do that during the summer too, and we just really love that. We call ahead, so we got an order. It's no problem for us to run up and get it.
Yeah,
come back down. Yeah.
It's a convenience.
It really is. Yep.
I think a lot of people really enjoyed it. We're going to kind of have to see how things go and how rules change this summer. But, I have had a lot of people asking if we're going to continue that.
Oh, boy.
We'll have to see.
Well, and of course, Crosslake, for our listeners on Pubcast Live that don't know, Crosslake, one of the beautiful chain of lakes right here in northern Minnesota. So. Yeah,
14 lakes on that chain. And I think we've lost a couple of establishments, so it's great to be on the water. I mean, everybody we know in the summer, it's you want to be out there on the water. You want to be hanging out in the water and staying cool and doing all those water sports.
You drive by and look at the parking lot, and it doesn't maybe look like everyone's in there, but who the heck wants to be in their car on a nice day like that?
No one.
And that's why.
And I think even more, once again, last summer, I think everybody was, kids not having sports and I mean, the lake was definitely busy.
Yep. So. Yeah. The lake we're on was much busier too.
And that means you draw people from resorts and locations actually from all over the upper Midwest, don't you?
The group base of people that comes, they're like the weekenders. They have houses and cabins there because the Whitefish Chain doesn't have a ton of resorts left. Like Gull has like the big Madden's, Craigins, Grandview. Sure. We don't have that. We still have, a handful of mom and pop resorts. Like Boyd Lodge is probably one of the biggest resorts on our chain. But, most of the people, they it's their home. It's their, you know, their second home. And they spent a lot of time at them last summer.
Yeah, a lot of people sheltered
Which
at
was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. We'll have to get back to that cucumber press later and ask about that,
Yeah,
too.
well, you know what? You've won me over on this mojito here. Or I'm sorry,
that is all of that and more. I started by asking about the history. Jessie, how long have you had Moonlite Bay?
Yeah, so we have partners. So my parents in 1984, along with a gentleman who is no longer a partner, were approached by, I think, the bank to purchase the land. It had burned in 84, and I think they wanted to kind of get it off their books or whatever, and so they purchased the land, and it had burnt to the ground the last time it burnt in 84. It burnt in 64 and then in 84.
What was it called at that time, or was
Moonlite Bay.
It was Moonlite Bay at that time too? Okay.
Since 1933, it's been Moonlite Bay.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of history. So we like to say we're the place to be since 1933.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then, they sat on the land not knowing what to do with it for a long time, almost 5 years before Moonlite Bay as a restaurant was back on the property. I mean, they were going to do condos. They tried to sell it. They had it sold, I think, 2 or 3 times, even got earnest money from, it was going to be a retreat, Jim Baker. And then he went to, I think, jail or whatever. And so that fell through.
I remember.
I do remember that.
PTL club.
Yeah, it was going to be a PTO retreat, a PTL retreat.
That's
yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm. So,
Tammy's makeup ran in the summer in Minnesota. He said no.
Fortunately, when that one fell through, they started, drawing up plans for a small little restaurant bar on the water.
Yeah.
And so it was born in 1989, reborn, I should say, because always was a restaurant there. And so in 1989, it reopened, and I started working there in 92.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, it was my dad, and then they had Scotty Henderson was my dad's partner at the time, and he got out, and Bill Terry and his wife Sally Egan got in. So our current partnership is my parents, Jerry and Jane Pollock, Bill Terry and Sally Egan, and then Richard and myself. And Richard and I are the only working working partners.
The partners, yeah. Yeah.
I, in 97, graduated from college because my parents were like, no, you can't just work at a bar.
You can't work at a bar.
You can't just
own
work
a
at
bar.
a bar.
You should, yeah.
Silly. You have to go to school.
If we had a nickel for every parent that said that.
Yeah. So I went to school and I graduated with my nursing degree. And I think, instead of Moonlite Bay being my full-time job, nursing was my full-time job, but I still kept my part-time job at Moonlite. For weekends I wasn't on call, or I still came back and worked on the weekends because I just, couldn't leave it. I don't know what there is about that, but you can't leave it.
So for all you customers that are nervous about going to a bar, just know there's a nurse nearby.
Registered.
Registered nurse if you have an issue. So we're in good hands.
Yeah, sometimes I have to use that degree. So in 2002, the managers announced that they were going to be leaving. They wanted to move on to other things. And I just said, I'd love the opportunity to run it. So in 2003, here we are. I've been running it since 2003.
Since 03.
Yeah.
Well, good.
So working there since 92 and running it since 03. And
I'll bet it's just as much fun as it's the same reasons you used to go there on the weekends, right?
It is.
It's not as fun as nursing probably, but it's still fun, right?
Right. Yes. Well, it's a challenge. I mean, everything is a challenge. But for us and our family, it works out. Richard was a landscaper.
Mm-hmm.
So we were running Moonlite Bay and he was running a landscape business. And it was like, then we had our first child and it was like, okay, something's got to give. We can't both have jobs that require 18 hours a day of work in the summer and try and have a family. So now we jointly since 2006, have run Moonlite Bay together. So it's great.
Well, it's a wonderful place. Like I say, we've been there. It's one of the premier places on the Crosslake chain. There's no doubt about that.
Premier, yet so approachable. I mean, it's totally a bar, restaurant, and just so comfortable. You know, it's you can pull in anytime.
So we try and be casual.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We've said for years, and you probably, this is a lot of what you're saying kind of bears this out. People go to these places because they want to meet people, and just have fun and be social. That's really what bars and pubs and breweries are all about, isn't it?
It is what it's about, you know, and I've noticed through all the things that are going on, I feel bad for our older population. That's kind of my lunch crew that was coming in, and that's their social life.
Yeah.
You know, and the older population is really missing out on that social aspect with all these closures and shutdowns. Yeah. And I think it's really hard on them. So.
And we've talked about that. We've interviewed bars in really small towns and stuff too. And that local tavern bar becomes the focal point of the community where people like that can come and visit, even if, just to go there.
Even if it's not coming in to have a drink, but coming in to have lunch or a meal and you sit at the bar and you chat with the people around you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of, we have a great staff, and my staff has been there a long time, and I contribute a lot of it to that. I mean, people like to come in and know, Jerry's going to be working, or, Jeremy's going to be there. Yeah. And, they all get their group of people that loves to come in and talk to them, and I think that they help us to be, that place that people want to come, they've got a lot of years there, and we appreciate them. And I think it works out well for all of us, because I don't want to try and retrain people, every year. So,
well, it sounds like it's a fun place to work, fun place to be. And you do a lot of fun things. Now we should talk about real quick. This is one of your signature drinks, but you have full bar service, as you pointed out, and food too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, listen, we're going to start talking about food, but I don't want to spend any more than 20 minutes talking about this golden tot sauce or whatever I had that you dip your tater tots in. I don't want no more than 20 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
We've been there and had that, and you were saying, what is this?
Why?
How do they make this?
Obviously, you can't tell us, then you'd have to have us removed or something. But it's the tots and this.
Out of the gold sauce was born the Bilski burger, which is on our menu. One of
pronounce that again. The what?
Bilski burger.
The Bilski burger.
Yeah. So. This came out of it's another fundraiser for our Iced Tea Open event, actually. I guess if you create a burger and you get it on the menu and then you donate $1 to Camp Knutson, or $2 if we sell more than the year before, you get your name on the menu. So, Mike Bilski invented the Bilski burger for us, and then we use it as a fundraiser for Camp Knutson, and it is our number one selling burger.
So every time I order a Bilski burger, a donation goes to
Camp Knutson. Last year I think it was $2,600.
That's great.
Something.
That's a great deal.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we've gone there, let's talk about that, because you do a lot of events and you do a lot of fundraising. You work with a lot of different organizations. I know I've been there for a fundraiser for the Crosslake Charter School. Yeah. We've been there for other events that are charitable fundraisers.
Yeah, we've done we just got our foot in the ground on the Northern Railroad trackers. They did a spaghetti dinner, 2 years ago, and it was a huge success, but now I haven't been able to do it. So hopefully we'll get back to doing that for them. They're a great group of guys to work with.
And for our listeners, again, let's explain.
Tell us about that.
You have a cool group of guys up there, and I should say guys and gals, that have the model trains and a museum and just an incredible place.
It is absolutely incredible. Yeah. And they are, these guys are there working on it all the time. I mean, they genuinely care about these trains. And going in there, you wouldn't believe the intricate detail that is in these trains. Yeah. So I know they're open, I think Saturdays 10 to 2 for sure. And then once Memorial Day hits, they do Wednesdays from 3 to 6 p.m. So if you've got the grandkids during the week, you can take them over to see the trains.
I got a grandkid.
They have a beautiful facility.
Nuts about trains.
Oh, so you got to take them.
Oh, we've been to the Duluth one. We've been to all, but we're. I know they had a fire or something, so they were closed down for a while or something.
And they moved.
Good.
The fire was not in their building, but the the building that was there
Adjacent.
that had the fire donated the land to them.
Okay, good.
So they got that land donated to them, and they've been building it and have had a lot of donations.
Great.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So check
Another
that
reason
out.
to go to Crosslake.
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt.
Who knew?
You
Who knew that you could come see the trains?
That's
you
right.
know?
Now you can come see the trains, go have dinner or lunch at Moonlite Bay.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so though I
a lot
started
of other attractions too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you mentioned the Bilski Burger came out of the Iced Tea Open. That's a great charitable fundraiser for Camp Knutson.
Yep. So the Iced Tea Open started. Well, I think this was our 20th year this year.
Wow.
Yeah. We had big things planned, and then with everything, I was like, well, I made the call at the last minute to do it. Changed the date, made the call to do it, and surprisingly, it was a beautiful day. Everybody showed up to golf outside, and we raised $45,000 for Camp Knutson this year. So,
wow, good for you.
That camp does amazing things for our community too. So, and it's fun to give back in the community. It's fun to be involved in things. You know, I hear, oh, it was so nice that they did this, and I mean, I want to give back to the community that gives to me.
Right.
You know?
Well, that's just good.
Well said.
That makes, well said.
Because they definitely support. I mean, I noticed through all of this happening, you know, whether we were doing takeout, people were ordering takeout. If it was outdoor dining only in 10 below in December, they were eating outside. Like, crazy. I mean, it blew my mind. I'm like, this is freezing, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So,
well, we're a hardy bunch too. We've had a few beers out on patios this winter under whatever heat we could find.
Yeah, heat.
It's kind of fun actually. I mean, it's
it was a different experience.
Yeah, it was different. Yeah,
I would like to not go back to that. I would love for people to have the opportunity to be warm as opposed to just cold.
I'll drink to
that. Like I said, the community was very supportive, and they came out to do what it took to keep the restaurants and bars in our community able to be open. So it was awesome.
Any other charitable events that you want to mention?
We started the cardboard boat races, and I say we, but Harvey Kack came to us, I think now 12 years ago. And he said, you know what you should do? You should race cardboard boats. Oh my gosh. He walked out.
You said, how many have you had?
Right? I think he walked out the door, and Richard and I looked at each other and we were like, oh boy, here we go. Well, the first year, and Harvey was just so passionate about it, and just like, well, I'll get, like, my son does this, and I'll get, and my nephew. And the first year I think we had 14 boats, and it was the most incredibly fun day I've ever had at Moonlite Bay. And we were like, wow, this is something. Yeah. Like, this can be something. And now, it's probably one of our busiest days. It's one of our most fun days. Everybody who's coming is, this last year, or we didn't have it, but the year before, we had like 57 cardboard boats.
Wow. That people make on their own at home and bring them
they
in?
get together well ahead of time.
Yes.
Design.
Well, we are now kind of in partnership with Central Package and Display in the cities. So they build kits.
Strategic.
So if you don't want to spend, as Harvey will tell you, 40 hours to build a boat, we can slim that down to about 6 or 8 hours. The painting of the boat is really the most tedious, and it's what's going to make your boat the most effective.
Yeah.
Now you gotta paint it a lot of coats, because you can only do one coat of poly on top of the paint, but the more coats of paint you get, your boat's going to last.
So, no, obviously...
These tips are free for you cardboard boat makers at home.
Yeah.
So, you obviously... this is judging and everything, correct? Is there a winner, or...
There is. There's prize money on the line.
What do you got to do to become a judge? You have to be proficient in cardboardology, or what is it or you just got to be...
How much of this mojito have you had?
Have your name drawn out of a cardboard box?
No, you got to cross the finish line first. We have, there's a big Red Bull.
Literally just a race, and then... But
it's a race, and there's heats and there's classes.
But there's got to be best looking boat maybe too, or no?
Last year there was like a Ain't No Laws When You're Clanking Claws boat. And I think that one won best in sport. I think they actually may have paddled the hardest too. Maybe it had something to do with their beverage of choice. I don't know. They were fueled by that.
Many secrets go into the fastest boat.
Yeah. We have, always done a fire department against fire department.
Well, that's not competitive at all, I bet.
Those guys
aren't very competitive.
Crosslake has actually won handedly. So yes, I mean, it was good to see. But we also, from the money raised from like the registrations for the cardboard boat races, we donated a money to the Whitefish Chain Yacht Club. And we would love to see the buoys lit, which started their buoy lighting on the Whitefish Chain campaign. Yeah. So I think they now almost have all of the buoys lit. So, we like to sprinkle around who we donate money to, but
that helps everybody.
Yeah, no doubt. That's really cool.
And I was talking about the judges, John Pribble, who is on the Whitefish Chain Yacht Club, always really helps a lot with the judging and the bracketing and, who's up and who's going now. And of course, our friend, Trevor Hoff from Minneapolis does all the emceeing, and you just have to be there to hear that.
We'll have to. Is it a specific weekend every year?
Second Saturday in August.
Okay, write that down. Second Saturday in August.
So it is August 14th this year, which is later. The latest it could possibly be. It's kind of late. So they were like, debating, but said, no, it's always been the second Saturday. We're keeping it the second Saturday.
I've been there a few times when there were a lot of boats there, but they were not made out of cardboard.
Yeah,
these beauties were, oh my gosh. And that's the classic boat show, the wood boat show.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. So that's June 19th this year. And this will be the 34th year of the wood boat show at Moonlight. And
Whitefish Classic Boat Show. Whitefish Chain Classic Boat Show. Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. Cause it's not all wood boats. And Bill Terry, our partner, has taken, since Dennis Madigan stepped down from that, has taken the helm on that. So
nice,
yes,
nice metaphor. Yeah.
Yeah. Go BT, please keep doing this. He's a character with all of it, but we get some great boats, and it is just another fun day on the docks. There is amazing boats on this chain, and that come from really a long ways away.
Yeah. They love to do that. They love to travel around for these shows too. But so this is open to the public, right? I mean, anyone can drive up and,
yep. 11 to 4. They usually do a drive-by with the boats at 4 o'clock.
Another great thing to bring the family to, or if you're looking for an event in the summer,
to see.
When you see that come up, an advertisement or a mention, don't actually listen to it and go. Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, it's really neat.
Yeah, it's fun to have events for families and to come to and see. We've kind of talked about the railroaders where, if you have the grandkids all week up there, you can boat almost every day, but it's kind of nice to do some other things. Like, the mini golf in town is great. Yep. And the railroad club and, crafts and cones. Everybody needs ice cream. And, we love it when everybody comes and
you have
has lunch and plays games.
You got couple of beautiful golf courses right around you.
We do.
Whitefish, Crosswoods, they're all up there.
That's a wonderful place. Now, the other question I had was, you've got a lot of outdoor dining, and over the last 10 years or so, outdoor space has become just the thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, people, they will wait literally for a table for a half an hour outside, and there's tables inside available, but they want to sit overlooking the water. And I mean, I'm the same way. If in the winter I'm going to vacation in Florida, I don't want to sit inside.
Right.
I want to sit outside. I want to enjoy the weather. I want to enjoy the scenery. I want to, take my life down a notch in my chaos level down and relax with the patio and the views. And we do have music on Friday nights in the summer, usually from 5 to 8, and then on Saturdays from 3 to 7. So it's like one man shows. Mm-hmm. And so it's nice and relaxing.
Now, is that show also out on that patio, or is that inside? Or
that's outside.
All right.
Yeah. We built a band show, I guess, probably 5 years ago now. And that's been really great. It's just light listening. And
a lot of people don't know this, but Ken just sings like a lark, and he's thinking about starting a single show. What do you think? Should we get him up there? Or?
I think he should definitely submit an application. I'm
tape.
always looking. Yes, I'm always looking to hire good musicians for the patio.
Oh, wow. Now we'll have to talk.
Harmonica.
Oh, that's funny. Now, I was going to ask you to describe the interior of your establishment. However, we heard through the grapevine that your establishment is changing.
Our establishment is evolving. We have gone through many changes since 1989.
Yeah.
The addition of the back room first, and then we added on to our kitchen. Then in 2000, we did a big addition where we added a basement and a dance floor, stage, like game area, made our bar 3 times bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And now in 2021, we are going up. So we are putting an addition on.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Is this breaking
it's crazy
news
to me too.
Is this breaking news on Pubcast Live?
It might be because we haven't had a whole lot of time to think about this. But we had a roof failure,
Mm-hmm.
and had to fix that. And at the same time, we are building a little space above the end of the building. And going to put out 20, I think the deck is 21 feet out by like 30. Yeah.
Great. So
there's
more
gonna be
outdoor deck, but on a second level?
It's going to all be outdoor. It's going to, well, it's not all outdoor. It's going to feel very outdoor because
Sure.
the bar will kind of sit like half inside, half outside, and have like garage doors that go up.
Yep.
Cool.
Love those.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm very excited.
I was going to
nervous.
say, this is really exciting.
Yeah.
So it will have its own kitchen, its own menu, its own bar. I know.
Have you thought of a name? Is it going to have a different name or?
Yes, it's going to have a different name. It's going to have a something at Moonlite Bay.
Like, no.
But maybe not. Maybe not completely decided upon. We have to consult with the other owners on that.
Sure. Understandable, but very exciting news.
Yeah. And the one thing I know this is heartbreaking for BT or Bill Terry is there is no tap beer upstairs. I made the decision to not do tap beer. So he's like, "Oh boy, Jessie." I'm like, "Well, I know, but I can get Summit in a bottle too."
Sure.
So
well, I'm sure there's good reasoning behind or reasons for that too. So
we have 14 beers on tap.
Well, that's just it. I mean, you've got lots of tap.
And our tap lines are only 3 feet long because the cooler's right there. So and they're nice and it's cleaned constantly. And I love the short tap run. And it's always
Have you two started offering some of the Minnesota craft beers or local beers from around the area when you have 14 beer like that?
We haven't dabbled a ton in the local. I think as local as I get is probably Surly.
Okay.
I mean, we do have Deschutes, we have Surly, we have
Summit.
Summit, yes.
Summit and Surly, both out of the Twin Cities. So
So that's probably as local. I haven't gone there yet. What we sell so well is, and it's hard for me to want to take, the Summit or the Surly.
Yeah,
we try it. We've had some bent paddles on that have done really well. The Blondale did really well.
Those are good out of Duluth.
And and they have a classic this year that we're going to be
write that down. Another reason to stop at Moonlite Bay.
We're going to be working a deal with them to do that classic. It's kind of that's new for them. It kind of broke through all this. And he said, we didn't really get a good release of it. So we're going to feature that one this summer.
Okay.
So,
let's go back to the Cucumber Press. That's another big seller.
Oh yeah. So we infuse a vodka with pineapple. We use Prairie. And we infuse it with pineapple and then we muddle cucumber and it's just the infused pineapple vodka with soda, and it's very refreshing.
And another popular one we might have to try up there. At
so
Moonlite
do you actually
Bay.
have slices of cucumbers in there too? Or do you
we muddle the cucumber.
I'm sure people put them on their eyes, right? To be smart, right?
No, they're like in pieces after you muddle
I see.
them.
Okay, because
muddled.
you lay back
like
on your chair.
show. We muddle a lot here.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we're just muddling around.
Cucumber press.
Yeah.
Not for the
Mojito.
eyes, just for the palate.
That sounds delicious too.
Yeah, it's crazy seller.
Yeah.
On a hot day, once again, we have got the menu for the outdoor hot. We focus on the patio being warm and you being thirsty and wanting the margarita. We have a blood orange margarita that's, amazing as well.
Sounds delicious.
With the Mexican moonshine. Woo!
Oh, listen to that.
It's
Another good
dangerous. Dangerous.
And I'll bet during the summer, you see people come through the doors wearing everything imaginable, from just a basic swimsuit to, is that allowed, or?
Yeah, on the patio.
We
like to have shirt and shoes all inside.
Shirt.
There are certain rules.
Yes,
the state sends.
Please.
Not a lot of
shoes
tuxedos though,
inside.
but maybe some. Who knows?
A few, actually, we do.
I'm sure.
We do have a lot of like the weddings. They'll stop, and the wedding parties will all stop and do a quick shot while they're
pile out.
while they're doing their little steal the bride or steal the groom. So we do get a lot of tuxedos and wedding gowns.
But so now Moonlite, for our listeners, a lot of our listeners are going to know exactly what we're talking about. But for the ones that don't, or maybe don't get up to Crosslake a lot, it's a beautiful drive up that direction. And this is really, like I say, there's no problem going to this place. It's very comfortable, and you just go find Moonlite Bay and you walk in, and the menu is, you're going to find, we're burgers, fries, everything, tots,
burgers, sandwiches, wraps,
it's very,
pizza.
It's casual. It's casual, and so you're great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's very casual.
And because you're on Crosslake, a lot of snowmobiles in the winter then too, right?
Yeah.
Normally, in a normal winter? Yes.
Yes. And actually, we did see a fair amount of snowmobilers this winter, even though the snow was a little limited. But but the last winter before, with all the snow, it was crazy to see back to the days of 100 snowmobiles in the parking lot. It's great.
Yeah.
And it's a great activity for people to get outside. So
Minnesota is a real interesting place. It really is, for those reasons. Ice fishing, even in the winter sports, have really changed a lot. And like I say, Crosslake is one of those areas with all the lakes and all the fun up there to go. This
winter, with everything going on, we built an ice skating rink. Just another activity for people to do outdoors, which it was used a lot. I was surprised. And so everybody's like, well, you have to build an ice rink every year.
There you go.
It's like all these things we have to do now.
I can't wait till you'll build the hockey rink up there, Jessie.
Yes, we'll see about that. We did use a hockey net for the Ice Tea Open, though. We usually do a hole-in-one contest, and this year we did a hole-in-one and a goal-in-one contest.
Oh boy.
So it did help us raise more money for Camp Knutson, that hockey rink.
There we go.
Yeah, it's been fun having the ice rink and the heaters outside, but I'm ready to move along to summer.
I think a lot of people are this time of the year.
Yeah.
Sometimes Ken will ask, is there any unique feature in there or something on the wall that's been there forever or anything like that?
Yeah.
Well, we do have the picture of the Betty Boop and the moon that we moved. It was kind of hidden on like a sidewall, and then 2 years ago we painted the back wall red. And we moved her back there, and everybody's like, oh, that is such an awesome. It's like, it's been here.
Yeah, you just haven't seen it.
Yeah. And we also found the sign maker. Somebody tipped us off that there may be a Moonlite Bay old one of the signs around. And we went out, and now it's hanging. It's huge. And it was from like 1960. And it's crazy how he made this sign, and it like kind of narrows, and we're like, God, that's so weird. It looks like it's a straight line, but it gets narrower. And we wondered if it's like that's the pointing direction to like turn, like a subliminal thing that the sign maker did. So I think that's one of our our prized possessions is our entryway sign. But I think we're going to have some very cool decor coming soon.
With the remodel.
Awesome.
Yes, with the remodel. So.
All right.
And once again, with this remodel, you were mentioning people waiting for a table outside because they want to be more involved in the outdoors. They're going to have more opportunity for that now.
Yeah.
There's going to be more exposure to that. So
more outdoor seating.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I feel like that's any place on the waters.
Yeah.
Ultimate goal is, I mean, yes, there are rainy days, but the sunny days, as much outdoor seating as you can have and manage. Like you have to, your kitchens have to be able to manage, and you have to be able to handle the amount of people as well.
Wonderful. Well, it's an awesome place. We want to encourage people to check it out. If you're anywhere near Crosslake, you got to swing into Moonlite Bay. My last question, does anybody ever come in and sing the song to you from whatever it was, 1930?
Yes, and I have the songbook. I have a copy of the songbook of all the songs that they sang. So if you want it, so you can practice for your audition for the deck.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think that would work out well.
Hey, that's just what you need, a crooner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep, the place to be since 1933.
There you go.
A lot of fun. Jessie Eide, thank you so much for being here on Pubcast Live today.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you once again for the it lived up to its name. It's really
I'm glad you enjoyed.
All right. Jessie Eide is our guest. Her and her husband, Richard, are owners of Moonlite Bay Restaurant and Bar in Crosslake. Please stop by and check them out. That wraps up this segment of Pubcast Live.
They just keep getting better.
They do.
It seems like I'm learning more and having a blast each show.
And I got to tell you, the sometimes known as the Moonlight Mango Mojito.
Yeah, but that's way too many words. That's too hard to say.
Just works because it was really
Yeah, I'm not lying either. It's not a drink that I normally gravitate to, but man, I will order that again.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt.
And if you are a mojito fan, you got to try that one.
You simply have to try that one. That is so good. Yeah, you and I were both asking afterwards, did that have alcohol in it? I'm not sure. I didn't taste any. But Jessie specifically said there was alcohol in there.
Yeah, and you started singing.
I know.
That's how I know.
Well, we were sailing along on Moonlite Bay.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it was delicious, and what a nice guest. She was perfectly lovely to have. So
yeah, Jessie and Richard Eide both run just a great place, and like we say, it's right on the water. Whether you're in for food or a little cocktail, whether you come by boat, car, snowmobile, however you get there.
Parachute, just drop in. It doesn't anytime, but they're expanding. That was breaking news here on Pubcast Live. They're doing a big expansion, and you can look for big changes at Moonlite Bay.
Our first ever breaking news story on Pubcast Live.
Wow.
I almost feel like Cub reporter Ken Thomas with that one, but no, not really. I'll tell you what, another great example of a wonderful spot you can go to here in the Brainerd Lakes area. You'll love the people there. Great food. You and I have both eaten there several times, and of course, just a lot of fun, and just one of those classic views out over the water of Crosslake.
Yeah, fun in the fall, spring, summer, anytime. Winter, middle of winter.
Yeah.
Now, this year was a lot different, but yeah, so that was just a lot of fun. And hey, we appreciate the emails we're getting from you folks. Keep sending them. Comments on the Facebook pages. Make sure you post and leave comments, because that's how we get the feedback and know what you like and what you don't like. You can always get a hold of us. Look for us on Facebook, Pubcast Live. We do have a website, pubcast.live. That's not .com, but pubcast.live. You can get on there, see some photos of the shows that we've done, and listen to the shows there as well. You can find us on YouTube and email us at info@pubcast.live. I mean, there's a million ways to get a hold of us.
There is, and we hope you will. Share your likes and dislikes about the show. We'd love to hear from you. There's no doubt about that. And thanks for listening to us on Pubcast Live. We truly appreciate it.
Yeah, 10 episodes.
And we'll have to see where we go next, Thor.
Yeah. Well,
it's a large area here.
It is a big area, and there's a lot to explore, so keep listening.
And we'll be back to explore more on our next episode of Pubcast Live.
Thanks, everybody.